Okay, this is a follow-up video to a follow-up video to a video I posted months ago. When I made that video about the comparison between the three NES controllers, obviously I mentioned that this one was the worst. I kind of regret throwing it to the side because, well, let me just say this. It's not the circuitry that's the problem. The problem is the way the D-pad was made. I've shown a photo in my other video. Basically, what's wrong with it is it does have the pivot thing in the center, but the problem is the little circle things that press the contact here, they're too high. So what I did was, just for testing purposes, I tested it. I took the Game Boy apart. This is a broken Game Boy, if anyone's wondering. The screen sort of doesn't work. And it's pretty much, well, it sort of works, but I ended up, it had a horizontal lines, not vertical. So I tried placing it on a part of the board, and I ended up burning the screen by accident. So this is actually for parts. If I find another working Game Boy, well, another working Game Boy motherboard, I'll swap the one out of this one and put it in its place. Or if I find a screen by itself, I could rip this one off and put a good one on, because the screen's pretty much done for. I took the D-pad out of here and popped it in here, and I basically moved it around. The problem is, I was right. It's this D-pad here. So basically what you're going to want to do if you get a Retro Bit controller is either do one of a few things. Number one, find a directional pad from another controller, pop it in here, and basically make sure it actually pivots around and makes your character move around. Because I tested this with the Legend of Zelda using this D-pad, and in actuality it actually felt a lot like using this controller, the one made by Tomy, which is obviously the best third-party controller. I would have fit this D-pad, but there's parts, there's plastic pieces in there that's blocking the shape of this. So another option would be to break that plastic off and stick either the one from here or the one from the actual Nintendo one into there. Or you could put the whole motherboard of this controller into a Nintendo shell. So is the Retro Bit Dogbone controller that unusable? Well, sort of. But if you were to modify it in some ways, shape, or form, it can actually be usable. So that's my update follow-up video I wanted to post. Anyway, if you guys want me to demonstrate playing Legend of Zelda using the D-pad off of here in this controller, please let me know. I'd be happy to do that. Well, I got nothing else to say, so I'm going to end this off here.